Hey guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel DIY. Today I'm going to test this OBD scanner. Mucar sent me this one. It's from Syncar Tech. Send it to me to review it and I will give my honest opinion on it. So this one is a scanner that you plug it into your OBD port. It works with Bluetooth. So you need to have an Android phone or tablet or an iOS device. I have installed it on my iPhone and I have tested on a couple of vehicles so far. Today I'm going to work on this truck and I'll show you how it works and give my opinion on it and on this truck as well. So stay tuned. I'll show you the difference between an old car and a new car and how this one works. So there's two apps that you can use on your phone or tablet. One that is called the Mucar app, specific for it, or you can download the Dolofix app. That's an app like for universal OBD reader, so you can use more than the Mucar and other brand as well on it. The installation process is not difficult. You just need to download the app from your Play Store or App Store and follow the steps on the manual. It's easy. Once you download the app, you just register the product and you're good to go. The device comes in this pouch, very convenient. So you can put it in your pocket, leave it in your glove box in your car. Here is the device. It just connects to your OBD port on your vehicle. And it works with lots of vehicles, newer vehicles and older vehicles. I have tested it on my 2024 truck and I have tested on a Ford Escape 2018 as well. Now I'm going to test it on a Ford F-150. So the Ford F-150 has an engine light on. So let's go and try to use this device and see if we can find the fault and fix it. The truck is running. As you can see, engine light is on right now. So let's go and plug this device to the OBD port and try to find the fault. The OBD port on this truck is just underneath the steering, just right here. So you just need to plug it in, just like that. And once it's plugged in, once it gets power, it turns green. And once it's connected to your phone, it will turn blue. Now I'm going to turn the key to the on position. So on your phone, you open the Mucar app, which are already downloaded and registered. As you can see, there's lots of options. So you have the OBD function, IM readiness, V calculator, performance testing. We have maintenance. If your car supports it, you can do like oil change reset, and it gives you like more options like TPMS reset, steering angle reset, etc., etc. Now, so I'm going to scan the car. To scan the car, I'll just go to Diagnostics. Just click on go. Then you go to auto search. So that will detect the VIN. And once it detects the VIN, you can select if it's a US vehicle or European vehicle. So I'm confirmed it's a US vehicle. So here it says set the ignition to on position, which I already done. And then I'll just click on confirm. And I found like the more modules that you have on your vehicle, the more time it will take to scan. And here, as you can see, you have health report, system scan, system selection, vehicle information. So vehicle information will give you the VIN year, the mileage on the car, like in miles and in kilometers. Engine type, it's a 2-valve engine type. It's a gas engine. Transmission is automatic, so you can verify that before continuing. System selection. So in system selection, you have all the modules. So you can do like a scan for a specific modules or like do a full scan as well. So right now I'm going to do a full scan. I will go to the health report. And here I'm going to do a full scan of the car. So it will scan all the modules that the vehicle has. The more modules you have, the more time it will take. And this one doesn't have too many modules, so it scans quickly. So these are the number of codes that we have. So to check engine light, so that's a powertrain control module. So we'll go, so right now we have 3 modules. So we'll click on that module, retrieve the codes. Here it's giving me all the codes that the vehicle has right now on the PCM. We have a misfire on cylinder 1. The good thing about this one, you can click on the search. It open Google and give you the description from AI. This will give you a description of what the code is and guide you where to go to fix the problem. So right now it says first thing is to swap the coil, inspect the spark plug, check fuel injector, do a compression test on the cylinders. I have scanned the vehicle with my hotel scanner as well, and I got the same code. So let's go start removing the coil packs and spark plugs and do a compression test. I started using compressed air to blow away all the dirt, dust, and debris that had collected around the engine. You definitely don't want all the dirt falling into the spark plug holes once the ignition coils and spark plugs are removed. Next, I move on to removing the vacuum hose.
To remove it, I release the locking tab and then carefully pull the hose out. After that, I move on to the air intake duct. There are two hose clamps holding it in place. One is located at the air filter housing and the other one is connected to the throttle body. I loosen both clamps and then remove the air duct. And just like that, we have a little more room to work. To make things easier, I remove the power steering bracket. There are three bolts holding the bracket in place. Once the bolts were removed, I was able to move the bracket out of the way. And this made a huge difference. Removing this bracket gave me plenty of extra room to access the spark plugs and ignition coils on the second bank. With the area open up, I started disconnecting the electrical connectors. I disconnected the connectors for the fuel injectors and the ignition coil packs on both sides of the engine. I carefully released the locking tabs and disconnected each connector. Once the connectors were disconnected, I started removing the ignition coil packs. I started with cylinder 1. Each coil pack is held in place with one bolt. I removed the bolt and then pulled the coil pack out. And then I repeated the exact same process 7 more times. Once all 8 coil packs were removed, we finally had access to spark plugs. Using a 16mm spark plug socket, I started removing the old spark plugs one cylinder at a time. Before installing the new plugs, I decided to take advantage of the situation and perform a compression test. Since all the spark plugs were already out, this was a perfect time to check the health of the engine. A compression test can give us a good idea how well each cylinder is sealing. It can help identify possible problems with the piston rings, valves, or even the head gasket. So I tested each cylinder and recorded the results. And here are the numbers. Looking at the results, some of the cylinders appear to be on the lower side of the expected compression range for a coal engine. Now, because this test was performed with the engine coil, I'm not going to immediately assume that the engine is in serious trouble. So for now, I'm going to use this result as a reference point. But if the engine is start running rough or developing other problems in the future, we now have some baseline numbers to compare against. Now let's take a closer look at the spark plugs. I inspected each one and checked the condition of the electrodes, and then I checked the spark plug gap. And this is where things got interesting. The old spark plugs had a gap of approximately 0.08 inches. The recommended gap is approximately 0.054 inches. So the spark plugs were significantly more open than they should be. And after almost 20 years of service, that's not exactly surprising. So in this case, replacing the spark plugs was definitely overdue. Even though new spark plugs are usually pre-gapped from the factory, I always like to check the gap before installing them. Once all the spark plugs were properly gapped, it was time to install them. So I started each spark plug by hand and make sure the threads were properly engaged. Once each spark plug was seated correctly, I used a torque wrench to tighten them. The spark plugs were torqued to 22 foot-pound. I repeated the same process for all 8 cylinders.
Alright guys, so I put all the spark plugs, coil packs and electrical connectors back in the reverse order on this side and on this side as well. So everything is connected back, tightened, and this duct. So everything is back in its place. Now I'm going to clear the code and start it, run it, take it for a test drive and scan it again. All right, before starting the car, I'm just clearing all the codes. So just click on clear. Yes.
VSM, Vehicle Security Module No Fault Code. VSM, Vehicle Security Module No Fault Code.
All right, so right now we don't have any code. So let's go back and start the car now. Right now, no engine light on. So let's wait for a few minutes for the engine to reach the working temperature. So far, it has been running for a couple of minutes and it looks good so far. RPM looks stable on 900. So let's go and check it on the app, what we are getting. So let's read some live data and see what it gives. So we can check the fuel rail pressure. So right now it's not giving any misfires. Fuel pressure is up to 75 to 80. All right, guys. So I like the app, to be honest, because I was able to do live tests. And what I like most about the app is practical. Once you get used to it, so the function is all like you know where to go. It's not difficult to navigate through it. It's only the first time it's a bit difficult to navigate because you need to get used to the app. And other than that, everything is fine, nice to work on. One thing I noticed is on newer cars like my truck, I tried it and I don't have access to the gateway to do bi-directional test because there's safety on my truck. I need to have a license and that's $200 per year. I need to pay that license so that I can unlock the gateways. Then I will be able to do some actuation tests. If you just want to use it like a one way, just read codes, clear codes, it's good. If you're a DIY like me, you don't need to buy like expensive tool. This is like less than $200 and it's worth it. If you want to purchase it, I will drop down the link in the description and I will also leave a coupon code like if you're buying it so you can get 10% discount on it. So guys, if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't. If this video was helpful and help you to change your spark plugs and coil packs, so please click the like button, subscribe, and share the video to someone who needs help to change their spark plugs by themselves. And I'll see you on the next one.